What's up, everyone? It is the one, the only, Jack Slater, the comic outlaw, and I'm back, baby. Yes, big as life and twice as rotten, and we're doing Salvation Run. Number 4, Ape Shall Kill Ape. Dun dun dun. Yes, the battle heats up, y'all, between Team Joker and Team Lex. And there seems to be a new group popping out, but we won't get to that till much later. And of course, we got the Martian doing his thing spying, taking the guys of Blockbuster, kind of reporting everything in, basically saying this is the wrong planet, trying to get a read on what's going on, and just trying to figure out how the villains are going to get themselves out of this. He's intrigued by that, but he has a follower, Catwoman. Meanwhile, I do believe it's Team Lex are trying to settle down some dinosaurs to shoot lasers, and they're basically just killing them and eating them because they have to survive. But this has been a constant problem since things seem to attack and seem to attack. And with Luther scientists kind of developing a machine that kind of dwindles his pool for people to stop these monsters. But everyone's doing what they can. There's Bane right there. And I do believe that's Deadshot before the Will Smith makeover, of course. And they take care of these smoldering dinosaurs and they decide it's supper time. So they behead them and bring them into the camp. And basically everyone's wondering what's going on, what's happening, what are they doing, and it's basically just frustration for being stuck here. And of course, Deadshot's being Deadshot, hitting on everything in the world. But these girls better not get too testy because Bane just does not have the patience for it. But anyways, tensions are starting to rise between the villains. Like, these guys are not used to working together. They're used to doing their own thing. They're used to blowing people up on their own. So it's getting kind of hard for them to kind of trust each other, let alone adapt. And of course, Luther comes out and makes peace again and explains the situation that they're trying to get off. And as soon as they can get off this rock, they could go back to their own lives, their own villainy, and whatever it is they want to do. But until then, they have to work together in order to get this done, in order to survive. If they don't like it, they could go over to Camp Joker, and that's basically it. And suspicions are kind of being thrown everywhere as Blockbuster decides to take a walk, which is really not good for the Martian. I mean, he already has enough suspicion as it is, people kind of wondering where he came from and where he popped up from, and that he's not the usual Blockbuster. But anyways, over at Team Joker, things are going a little bit awry. Someone's complaining about food, complaining about this, complaining about that. And the Joker's just a man of chaos. He's not used to having to deal with everyday problems, especially from his henchmen. Usually he just kills them and then moves on. And as this guy starts to complain, he charges up his little lightning hands. The little killer kid grabs a hold of him, starts choking the life out of him. But they decide to spare his worthless hide because they need him. And he might be good bait for something later on down the road. Why waste a good sack of meat? Of course, Grodd comes up, basically tired of this guy's belly aching, throws him a bamboo spear and tells him to go kill something. If he's hungry and his belly aching, then go kill something and be useful and bring it back to the camp. Because Grodd is not going to tolerate people. They're just complaining and not working. But then they get a visitor from Monsieur Mala, I do believe, and the Brain. These guys, if you don't know, are Doom Patrol villains. One is a super scientist who put his brain into a robot that doesn't really do anything, which is completely stupid. And the other one's a gorilla that he kind of gave human intelligence to. And he's having a meeting with Grodd. He's trying to talk peaceful terms, gorilla to gorilla, seeing if they can hammer something out, hammer some kind of term of agreement out. But the problem is that Grodd, believing in his own superiority, doesn't even think this guy's a true gorilla. He's an experiment. And of course, Mala gets mad at that, hits him, and the fight is on. Now, they may look evenly matched, but Grodd is stronger. Mala is just a developed gorilla from a laboratory. Grodd was born into Gorilla City, which these gorillas are more powerful, faster, and not to mention Grodd's psychic ability, which he's not using. I mean, he's just pounding the crap out of him. And this is just basic Grodd right here, no mercy. Grodd has no qualms killing gorillas in Gorilla City, so he's not going to have any qualms about killing some kind of lab experiment. And he just beats him into the dirt. I mean, he beats him like he stole something, and he's taking his lunch money. I mean, this is just sad. Mala should have saw this coming a mile away. But he tried to negotiate. Anyways, he pulls his little pistol out and realizes that it doesn't really do anything to Grodd except pisses him off. He throws him over, and victorious, he stands over him as the brain starts pleading, begging, offering to do anything to save his friend and sometimes love. Yes, they are evolved. At times they said, "I love you," at several times. It's weird, a relationship between a brain and a mutated gorilla, but hey, who am I to judge? But anyways, he grabs the brain and starts teeing off on him. And probably this is the most useful brain's been in a long time. And basically he just beats the living crap out of Mala with his own buddy. And the brains, of course, is not doing too well. I never understood why this scientist was never put himself into any kind of body that moved or anything like that. So he's paying for his own stupidity, as well as Mala, as he shatters that thing over his skull. What a wonderful picture. His garage just, yeah. Yes, that's satisfied. I just had me a hamburger look. And speaking of hamburger, there's probably nothing left of that brain. And probably really nothing left of Mala as they stand there and they speak their little words to each other as Mala grabs onto the brain and embraces it. As he kind of keys over and the Joker finds him and asks if he's done having fun. You gotta love the Joker. But anyways, Grodd's wounded, and the Joker, taking advantage of the situation, thinking that there ought to just be one leader, goes ahead and helps finish off Grodd by kicking him off the ledge. You know, doing what Joker does, and having a good laugh all the way down. But anyways, here comes the new quote-unquote team. Let's just call this team Vandal Savage. And he gathers a bunch of women together and promises them a paradise. Not a way out, but a different way. He found himself a little cove, a safe zone, if you will. And he's taking all these women to breed with him, basically. Vandal Savage is starting his own escort service, and he's the only customer. And he brings these women to this little cove area and basically explains his plan, how he is going to father a new race, a new group, a new generation, and then they will conquer this planet, for he is immortal. And there it is, that little grove area that I was talking about. So we'll just call this Team Savage, as he's getting ready to lay his seed across this fertile land. What will happen? Which man will have the power in his hand? We'll find out next time. And as always, this is the Comic Outlaw, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.